Okay, put a couple more coats of primer on the car. Maybe one more coat. I'm gonna scuff it today and paint it. I gone through some decision-making changes since I took the last video. So that the sprayer was a no-go. Obviously, you saw that it was horrible. So I had bought white super or high gloss white paint from eBay, like this kit, and it's still by my front door. So I'm not going to use that. So I'll give that to one of my friends or throw it away. I don't think you can return it. I'm not sure. I don't care. It was like $100, and it was a mistake that happens. You know, you order stuff and it doesn't work out. So I went to Lowe's and got more paint. Now, I've been trying to decide, I was gonna paint it white. Now I had a Cutlass like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago, and I painted it satin white. It looked great, but I don't know, I wanted to do something a little different. I mean, I've already done that before, you know? So I went with coastal gray. I figure it will go on pretty good because the car's primer. It's already kind of grayish. So we're gonna try this Rust-Oleum. It's a satin because I was talking to my friends too, and they were saying, well, if you paint it a really high gloss color, you're gonna see like all the imperfections, like, you know, blatantly. So we'll see what happens. I really wanted to paint it white with that white paint, but I think that they're right. It's gonna look like all screwed up. So coastal gray it is. Satin protective enamel from Rust-Oleum. We'll see what happens. Before I do that, I'm gonna scuff it down a little bit. I just went to O'Reilly's and got a 800 grit smoothing light scuffing before color coat pads. So we'll do that a little bit and see what happens. I'm gonna go over the whole car, and then I can spray it. And this should be good. I have 14 cans of that paint, so I think that'll be adequate enough paint to cover it pretty well. Yeah, this shouldn't be too horrible. Go over the whole car with this stuff, smooth everything out, get rid of all the little imperfections. Not all of them, but these 3M pads are great. This is what I usually, the couple times I painted before, this is like the extent of the prep work that I did, is use these prep pads. And it came out okay. All it's going to do is kind of smooth out the primer a little bit. It doesn't really take material off per se. Just kind of smooths it up, you know? So I'll do that for a little while and we'll see what happens. It's all scuffed. I'm just trying to blow some of the dust off of it. I'm not sure. I usually spray it with this this glass cleaner stuff. This stuff's awesome to spray away. Blue and white can, but pretty much out. So I think I'm just gonna dust her off and spray her down. Maybe I'll wipe it with a rag. With a microfiber. With a microfiber towel. probably, even though I just blew it off, there's probably dust on it everywhere. It's this isn't a show finish, but it feels a lot smoother. I know when I was sanding it, you could kind of, or not sanding it, when I was using a scuff pad, you could feel the like the grit almost in the paint. And then after a couple swipes, you could feel it smoothing up. So that's a good sign. I don't anticipate this being a showstopper, but I think it's gonna look pretty damn good from where you like watch cars. Say if I bring it to an event like autocross or I don't think I'll ever do the spectator drags with it again, but if I were to, it'd look pretty good from the stands, I think. I'll have to put up like a mashup, like a little compilation of some of the stuff that I've done with this car. See, I missed a spot right there. It's really rough. It's crazy. When you get older, like I just turned 35, you realize how, older people always say, the time just flies away, and they're right. It's, I think I originally had this car out for the first season in 2016, which is, it's insanity. It's, let's see, 23, that's 7 years ago. I've had it it's crazy. So this is it. I blew it off from over here. The other side had all kinds of dust on it from it settling down. Make sure to shake these cans up really good. And I don't know if I've shown this yet. You're real serious about spray paint stuff when you buy one of these. If you spray a whole car, my hands are pretty strong, but I'm telling you, you get some serious trigger finger syndrome with how tired your hands get. So I usually start from here and then end up using my thumb. So these, it still sucks, but these are a lifesaver. They just go on the can and then they'll save your fingers. Rust-Oleum makes them. They actually had more hopped up styles of them when I was at Lowe's. I almost bought one because the trigger was like longer, so you could 2-finger it. You still kind of can, but after a while you get like a blister or like a callus. So this is it. I'm gonna put the camera away because I don't want to get overspray dust all over the lens or camera or whatever, but it's gonna be coastal gray, ladies and gentlemen, so wish me luck. I'm just doing like really light coats. It's only 2 cans so far. I'm on my second can. Again, I'm not gonna hang out in here because I don't want the lens to get anything on it or whatever. This is a really nice camera, but I think it's gonna look great. But time will only tell, and we shall see. Okay, it's bright and early. I just picked up an overtime shift. Just got out of work. I worked all night, and it's about 6 a.m., 5:30, 6 a.m. Let's see what it looks like. It's been drying. To the untrained eye, people are gonna be like, man, I wonder when this guy's gonna paint his car, because it's primer. Well, it's not primer. It's coastal gray, okay? And I think it looks great. you know, it looks really good. I still have some spraying to do yet. I want to wait till it gets a little sunnier. I don't think it's going to get too sunny today. The lighting situation isn't really that good in this garage. I got these, not to start rambling here, but I got these lights, these 2-strip like LED lights from Home Depot, or no, from Walmart. And the first, yeah, it's out all the way now. You can't see because of it's so bright, but this whole strip is out already. So my friend sold me on these lights. And, oh, they're only 20 bucks. They're great. Oh, one of them shit the bed already. But yeah, I think it looks good. This car isn't anything to write home about, but once I take all the tape off and back it out, I'll get a good shot of it backing out. This thing's awesome. It's pretty radical. So I think the stance, the wheels and tires, it has black wheels on it, and the grille and the headlight bezels are all black. It's gonna look good. But I'm gonna paint. I think I got 6 in the case. I got 7 cans left. I'm gonna go right over it. I'm gonna spray all of it. So again, I wish it would get a little bit lighter in here, but because it's hard to see where I painted. Like if I spray this quarter panel, I've got to really think about, okay, I did a line below that body line. I gotta go down and do another line and go down, you know? And it's easy to get too much in one spot and not enough in the other. You know, it's spray paint we're talking about here. But I mean, look at the roof. It came out decent. This is up close. It's kind of a little texture to it, but you know, I could scuff it with that scuffing pad or whatever. But I'm not gonna. I think it's gonna look fine. So probably the next time you see this beast, it's gonna be backing out of the garage under its own power. I think. Let me look at I don't think it has a battery in it. I think that if I remember correctly, I was having troubles, aka I forgot to shut my key off in my truck, and I robbed the battery out of this thing. Oh. Never mind, it's taped off. I'm not gonna open the trunk, but I think that there's no battery in it, so I'm gonna have to, I'll put that battery there inside of it, and then I'll just use the booster pack and boost it, give her a little boostage. So I'm all jazzed up. I just drank a couple cups of coffee. I went out to breakfast. I don't know if it's really breakfast when you haven't slept, you've been working all night, but I just had a nice meal. French toast, eggs, home fries, bacon, 2 cups of coffee. I'm ready to go. Okay, well, it's not backing out. So next time you see it would probably be moving, but it came out okay. I think this is the extent that I'm going to spray it. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe I went on a little heavy, but in some spots it really looks like shit. I don't know if you can see on the hood. I'm being like nitpicky, but I don't know. I don't know what happened here. And there's another spot on the trunk lid. The same thing. But I don't know, it hasn't fully dried yet. So maybe it won't be that pronounced. But yeah, I'm gonna wait until later today and take all the tape off and newspaper clippings, what have you. Push it over this way and back it out. Boy, there's nothing worse than trying to start a car that's hasn't been running a while with a dead battery. And even though I have a jump pack, it's just not having it, you know? And I don't want to get all the way to the autocross event and be dealing with a dead battery. It is like the worst. So I've gone to my local Walmart, and I think the best bang for your buck is to get these. They used to be called Value Power, but now it's Everstart. These batteries are like, I remember back in the day, they used to be 40, 50 bucks, and man, you get a lot of battery for the money, you know. I've ridden them in my truck in a lot of different things for a long time, and I've always had pretty good luck. As I take this Superstart out of here, I'm telling you this story, but this, I think this battery, I always leave the key on in my truck accidentally, and think that I was like, I had to get that one or something, I don't know. But I usually run these, and I had great luck, so I'll put this in here, and then we should be able to run the key for a while and fill the float bowls up. This is this car has an LS motor in it, and I got sick of like being hostage to dealing with people tuning it, and I'm too lazy to learn how to do it myself, so I bought a carburetor for it. I have the Daytona sensors, like ignition box that runs the spark and stuff. Pretty easy to set up, and you can make your own like timing curves and stuff with a laptop. It's really cool. So I think you hook the positive up first. That's how you do it. Let's take a look. See if I can strip these new terminals out. I don't have any dielectric greaser. I put a little bit on there. Oh, Jesus. It's kind of hokey the way this is set up, but it works. It works. You screw the stud in and you snug it, and then you tighten it up. And when it's at my friend Jeff's, him and his dad are like really anal about not burning their garage down, you know? So we always disconnect the negative terminal. So this wrench is usually in the spare tire well of this car all the time. It's just like a cheap Chinese. Is it a 14 or a 9? No, yeah, 14, not a 9/16, but it lives here, so I always have this wrench to do this with. So I think that after we hook this up, like I said, we'll be able to fill the float bowls and we'll be off to the races. All right. Yep, the whole stud's coming. Okay. Let's see if we have any fuel. Yeah, there's a little bit of fuel. Okay. We'll put this right back in here. See if I can drop this down the throat of her. Nope. Okay.
okay. I think it's darker than primer. Primer is a really light color. I forgot to take the tape off the mirrors and the door handles, but this thing is it's begging to be on the autocross course. I gotta shut it off though. It's fucking loud. How to piss your neighbors off, 101. But yeah, this is the inside of it. Put a tack on the column. It's got a 50 pounds of oil pressure. The temperature gauge. It's got a TH350 with a her shifter, and then there's the Daytona sensors. I think I was talking about that earlier. That's what runs all the ignition. We just mounted it right to the dashboard. This thing's pretty radical, but yeah, I think it looks really good. It came out good. There's some overspray on the windows and the taillights and whatever, but the object is to make it look good from, like, I'll show you how far away we're aiming for. Let's take a little stroll. So, like, this is where people are gonna see it from. And look how good it looks from here. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. We put that windshield banner on as a joke, or because I always run this oil that you get at Walmart, and it's Super Tech Racing oil. Speaking of, I gotta get some. I gotta do an oil change. Doesn't have like any miles on it, but boy, doesn't that look good. I'm very happy with the way it turned out. Very, very happy. So yeah, the painting saga of the Cutlass is over. See you on the autocross course.